What's the next question?
I've got a few of them. Which of the 5 families do you owe money?
Oh.
I think that's part of the conspiracy.
They're all such wonderful families.
Jay, you look good.
Why, thank you.
You do. I don't see any evidence of this accident.
Well, I got a broken wrist.
Well, okay.
And I still got a little crack in the eye socket here. But I'm okay.
But that first picture I saw, that first photograph.
The first picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The video.
Yeah.
The video looked like an AI of a Jay Leno that had been, I don't know, thrown off.
I fell 60 feet. I rolled down a hill.
Yeah. And thrown off a building.
Exactly.
And I thought, Jay couldn't have gotten hurt again. Like,
I know. It's so stupid.
no, it's not. I mean, it's, you know, we talk the cliche, the cat with the 9 lives. I mean, when was the first one? The first near-death experience?
Oh, well, gosh.
Is that when you're in the Carrera GT? And
well, you know, that might be because we did 8 spins.
Then you were in some sort of hot-rodded drag car.
Oh, yeah.
And then you rolled
Bob
in
Riggle,
it.
Yeah. The,
oh, yeah.
The Hemi Cuda. Yeah, they're flipped over.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, my favorite thing of that one, they come after the car rolls.
Yeah.
They come running over. They go, "What's your name?" He goes, "My name's Bob Riggle." He goes, "What's your name?" "My name is Bob Riggle." One of these two men is the Bob Riggle of the famous. Yeah, I got a big laugh.
What happens after that? Is the next accident you crashing in your motorcycle?
There's a lot of accidents in between you don't even hear about.
Well, I just want to know where we're at.
Steam, right? Wasn't there a steam incident?
No. I was under a steam car. I had a blocked fuel line. I said, blow some air through the fuel line. It suddenly freed, covered my face with gasoline, and then a spark jumped. My face caught on fire. And I said, I wanted to be calm, so I said, "Dave, my face is on fire." He goes, "What are you talking about?" "Look, my face is on fire." Dave pulled me out, and he jumped on top of me, and my face burned in his chest.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. So, and which brings us then...
We should explain what we have here. Folks, normally this would be on radio, correct?
Right.
Well, we're using the medium of television.
That's right.
Where people are able to, rather than listen to some syphilitic podcaster talk about what it is, you can actually see the syphilis. You can see what's going on.
Yes,
yeah, so
you can.
Imagine the age we live. Suddenly it's 1955.
You can see us.
Yes. But go ahead.
So there was also a motorcycle accident where you crashed into a cable wire and flipped.
What happened was a guy went to make a U-turn, and the guy had a parking lot, and he had a cable across it, but with no flag. You know, you're supposed to have flags on. And plus the sun was here. So I came around and boom, it caught me. And I had just gotten a new face from the Grossman Burnside, you know. So I had to call them and go, "Hey guys, I need another face." "What are you talking about?" I tore it from under the chin of it. So I went down there and again, another face. So luckily they had another face there.
Oh, good. And then, guy, am I missing any accidents here? Were there any accidents in between that we know about, or the motorcycle? Yeah, that was that one. So I think you're on your 6th life now.
Right. No,
when you then roll down the hill.
Right down the hill.
There are a couple things about it, and I want to get into the accident because there's been a lot of conspiracy theories about it. We're going to talk about that.
It's so stupid. This is what's good.
But wait, but before that, let me just tell you what I really admire about you.
What's that?
The way you just immediately get right back on camera. The fact that
I had a show that night.
I know, but like every once in a while I'll get hit with a tennis racket or something, bruise up my arm. I like hide in the house. Well, you're immediately on stage.
Well, that's a Brentwood accident, isn't it? I got hit with a tennis racket. Yes. Oh, other people flying metal. I get hit with a tennis racket. Yeah. Apparently, apparently, some boarding school kid got mad at his game and threw the racket and hit him in the.
That's right.
Oh my gosh!
Do you remember the riot at Gelson's?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
It's Vincente Foods
and the produce department.
Yes, it's bad.
Yeah, somebody put a piece of wheatgrass.
My point is, I'm so insecure about that. And here's what I was going to ask you about. You go on stage that night. Mm-hmm. How much time did you do?
Well, it's 90 minutes. I did 90 minutes.
So you did an hour and a half. So, and you know how sensitive audiences are. At what point?
Well, I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just completing my fall tour. That got a big
At what point do they stop?
I stop worrying about an accident. I said I broke my thing. I cracked eye socket. And Well, you know what it is.
But they're looking at it. You know what I mean? They're staring at it. At what point do they forget about it and then start laughing at the jokes?
After you get your first joke. You know, audiences love seeing rich people catch on fire and have accidents. I mean, they just do. People are fascinated.
It's true. Yeah.
But you know, it is funny. If you go on TV, you know, people get injured every day in their job. Every day, policemen get some horrible bruise or something that doesn't look like anything. Every day, firemen, smoke inhalation, everything. So to be some stupid rich celebrity complaining, but if you make fun of it, and you had like when I caught fire, I said, I'm doing 2 shows tonight, regular and extra crispy. Oh, that got you know, people like those kind of. I mean, all right, they like the fact that you get back in and you do it. I mean, it really doesn't.
Did you sit down with the bruised face after? You know, so you fall down the hill.
Well, no, what happened? I went for I still went to get my chicken parm sandwich. I didn't think it was that bad. Okay, then I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, bink, this eye slams shut. I go, what? I can't open it. And I thought, well, I didn't know whether something happened. So the guy brings the chicken parm. He goes, hey, you know, you don't look that good. I go, really? I went in the men's room. Oh, jeez, my face was all. So I said, where's a CVS or something? He said, oh, it's down the first floor this way. All right, so I said, I paid for my chicken parm. And then I went down to the CVS and I bought an eye patch because I'm still 2 hours away from showtime. I put the eye patch on. Well, that doesn't look too bad. And the woman at the CVS took a picture, which wound up in the Jim Moray Inside Edition. I don't know how they got that, but yeah, it's just very funny.
So Hampton's Inn, to the chick parm guy,
right,
to the CVS,
right.
That's how this was handled,
right? Correct. Yeah. And then I did the show that night, and the next night.
So and you self-diagnosed yourself the eye patch? You just thought, well, was it because it was leaking or something? Or
no,
you just,
it looked really bad.
It looked bad.
It was like the worst. I have to say, the worst black eye I'd ever seen. It was really, it looked like a hole in my eye, in my head, you know. So I put that. I thought, well, now I look like the Arrow shirt guy. You know, that's not too bad. You know?
Hathaway.
Hathaway.
Hathaway shirts.
Hathaway
correct.
Shirts.
Yes,
that's right. Again with the tennis racket. Hathaway. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So yeah, it was okay. It was all right. And then I flew back here, and then I had to drive. I had to drive down to Yamava Casino with one hand and one eye. You know, so I'm on the freeway. You know, beep beep meow. You ever drive with one eye? It's like, oh. But you know, it's amazing how quickly you adapt. Because the eye was closed for 3 days, and I thought, well, all right, now I have one eye. You know, I had a similar.
And at what point did you sit down and start writing the jokes for this face accident?
Well, I think you kind of do it, but I had a similar accident. One day I woke up. My father was deaf in one ear, and one day I woke up, and I couldn't hear in this ear. Well, my dad, it's hereditary. So a couple weeks go by, right? So then I get a cold, and I go to see my voice guy because I got to talk.
Right.
Yeah. He said, let me look in your ear. He goes, hang on. He takes a pair of tweezers, and he pulls out 2 broken-end Q-tips, and he goes, that's why you're deaf. I said, it's like a miracle. I can hear now. I had two broken Q-tip things.
All of his medical work is done at like Jersey Mike's. In that Subway.
Tongs. But he took it out, and I went, suddenly I could hear again. But it's amazing how quickly you adapt, because for 3 days the eye was shut, and I was fine.
It is part of it. I mean, that's part of the human condition. After a couple of weeks, we adapt to anything. They say if you go to jail,
it's like you were radio, now you're adapting
to video. This isn't really TV. I'm not sure what this is.
I gotta agree with that.
They were going to be.
It's really not TV. Well, I want to hear more about this thrown tennis racket. Now, tell me about. That
was just an example of my insecurity,
festering bruise.
But my aging sun-ruined skin. If I have fallen.
You know, don't ever go to prison. I got shot by a cop. I beat the crap out of me. You know, a tennis racket hit me here.
I'm very proud of my tennis. Very athletic. Go ahead, John.
How did you fall 60 feet down a cliff?
Well, hold on. There are many questions about it. Your friend Jerry Seinfeld was like, really?
Seinfeld's fast.
A Hampton Inn. This guy's a billionaire at this point, and he doesn't have a driver's bike. He's one of comedy's richest treasures, and he's not taking care of himself. He doesn't have a driver.
I came out of the hotel, and I said, where's the place to eat? And I got down there. I said, the restaurant's down there. So how do I get down there? He goes, well, I didn't have a car, because I get in at 1 o'clock in the morning. You know,
right.
So he said, it's about 1.5 miles to walk.
We have a picture of it. We can throw it up there
So
if
I
you
said,
want to look.
I'll just go down this hill. It doesn't look that bad.
Yep.
So then I say, let me take a step. Don't! And then I fall. But here's the best part.
Is that the hill, Cameron? Show the hill part of it. That's from up above. But
yeah, I love the research you've done here.
There's another shot. The original shot on that. Yeah, there you go.
Spike CSI.
Okay, so this is the hill you fell down?
No. And it's towards the other side.
It doesn't look too bad.
No, towards the other side. That's not the hill.
Yeah, my tennis is looking a lot better. Oh, right here. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. Let's look. Is that the hill you fell down?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
So you were trying to get to.
It's steeper than it looks there.
So
but as I'm falling, I see these two elderly ladies go. One of them goes, that looks like Jay Leno falling down the hill. The other one goes, why would Jay Leno be in Greenburgh, Pennsylvania? He lives in California. He's not. That's not Jay Leno. No, I think it is. Then when I hit the ground, they came over. And my face was kind of bleeding. They went, oh, it is Jay Leno. I said, hi, girls. I said, can you give me a ride to the restaurant? They said, sure, no problem.
So they gave you a ride off the ground? So show the restaurant you're trying to get to.
I was going to go to that one, but that was a sports bar. And I said, why don't we sit here and have football talk? Let me go down and get a real restaurant. So I went down to the Boulevard restaurant, which is the other way.
Right. So you were going on the hill there, and then you were just trying to not walk around, I guess, right here.
Yeah, you had to come all go around.
I see. And you fell.
Yeah.
And then two old ladies picked you up and took you to...
That looks like Jay Leno. I hate to say that looks like... It's not Jay Leno.
To get chicken parm or something.
I think it was very good. Well, my favorite part was when they interviewed the chef and he explained, well, it's basically the breaded chicken bread. And he explained what chicken parm was. That made me laugh.
You know, there are so many people that do think there are conspiracies involved here. The first one... I don't understand, because I understand comics and life on the road, is Jay Leno would never stay in a Hamptons Inn.
Why? I always do. Why?
Yeah, tell everyone why.
It's a fine hotel. Well, first of all, I had a gig the night before.
Right.
So where was I? Maybe Flint, Michigan. I came off stage. I landed in Pennsylvania at 1 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. So I'm only going to be there for a few hours. So what's the nearest hotel? Oh, okay. So I went to Hampton. It's a Hilton. Well, here's the funny part.
But there's no Four Seasons nearby. When you're touring, you're in Greenburgh, Pennsylvania.
Why would I pay?
Exactly right.
Why would I pay $1,100 a night? For what reason?
Well, you've worked your entire life. You've got a lot of money, and you want to take care of yourself. You don't want to fall down hills. But I think the better point, Jay, is there are no Four Seasons when you're on tour. There's there are these little hotels and comics. You don't want to be too comfortable. You're not funny when you're that comfortable.
Well, that's right.
You know what happened? Uncomfortable.
It's a Hilton. So I got there 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't see the name of the hotel. I check in. Oh, I'm at the Hilton. Okay. And you get your Hilton honors and you get the free Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. You know, okay, fine. So then I leave. I go, oh, look at now after with my one eye, I figure, let me walk back to the hotel. And I go, Hampton Inn. No, I'm staying at a Hilton. So I walk past
a little traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, I walk past the Hampton Inn. I'm thinking, well, where is it? Well, maybe it's up. Maybe it's at the hill on top of this hill.
Right.
So I walk up there, and my eyes kind of hurting a little bit. And I go, no, there's no Hilton up here. I said, let me go in the Hampton Inn and ask them where the Hilton is. So as soon as I get, I went, hey, wait a minute, this is the lobby of the hotel I'm staying at. Oh, Hampton Inn is the Hilton. Oh, yeah. It's so stupid.
Fun on the road with Jay Leno.
It's fun on the road. You do things on the road you don't normally do. You know this.
Yeah.
You pick up that. Oh, look at, apple pie with a graham cracker crust. I wonder how you do that. And you find up reading recipes and that you would normally not do.
Yeah. I just watched some of Bill Burr's social media where he was somewhere in Northern California.
Isn't he the best?
Just walking around, having a cup of coffee with his friend. His friend is goofing off, reading a little menu on a diner and stuff. And it's just promoting his next gig. That's what comedians do.
But he has that wonderful oddball Boston.
Oh, he's so
anger.
funny.
He's so good.
I know.
He's so good.
I relate to it.
Yeah. He reminds me of my old friend Kevin Rooney, who passed away. He was another great Boston comic. Just that inner anger all the time.
Yeah. Why are we so angry?
I don't know. Just something about, I think you have MIT and Harvard on one end and Southie on the other end.
Right.
So you have, and they sort of meet in the middle. And And there's that, what are you, a trust fund baby? Did your daddy buy that BMW? That what you got? That? You know, there's that. There's always that kind of thing. You know.
Boy, you just brought me back home.
There you go. Yeah, you know.
Michael, why do you wash your car?
Yeah.
What you California people are so vain.
Oh, you get this. They still use the old. We in California with the fruits and the nuts, huh? Yeah. When did that go on? 1968. That kind of talk. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm in Brentwood playing tennis.
I love it because they just.
How about that?
Here's the ultimate boss. You remember when Michael Dukakis ran for president? You guys are a little younger than me.
No, I remember very well.
Okay, well, anyway, he ran in Massachusetts. He pushed for a mandatory seatbelt law. There's no mandatory seatbelt law in Massachusetts. And people, it was taking away our freedom. And there were guys selling T-shirts that had a fake seatbelt on it. You could buy the T-shirt and drive around, and if the cops saw you, it looked like you had a seatbelt on. And they go, why? How stupid is that? I mean, just to go through all that effort, just put on the seatbelt.
We're tired of doing stuff, Jay. Yeah. I think you reach a certain age where you're tired of following the rules. You just don't want to do stuff anymore. Yeah. But yeah, helmet laws and seatbelt laws were good. They were good ideas.
Yeah. Seatbelt laws are very good. Yes.
Let me talk about Acre Gold for a second. Don't come out of pocket for expensive gold all at once. Instead, subscribe to Gold for as little as $30 a month. How does it work, Jay? Pay in every month until your gold stash reaches the price of Acre Gold's gold bars. Then Acre discreetly ships directly to your home. Acre Gold has $50, $100, $250 per month options for larger gold.
That's very good. I mean, why keep your money in a huge vault where you can keep it in a shoebox on the floor in your wife's closet where you can access it at any time?
Look, here's my little shoebox with my gold.
There you go. Well, there you go. That is a wise investment. You know, gold is not just for smart people anymore.
Check out getacregold.com/bike911 to get yours. Getacregold.com/bike911 to get yours.
The box is worth more than the gold.
It actually is. Yeah, I bought the bigger box because I love this box.
Well, you want to impress the thieves when they break into your old apartment.
It's got a little drawer.
What's
for my?
No. See, they would call that a secret drawer.
A secret drawer.
Because you take that little piece of tab, no one knows that opens it.
Cameron, are you on mic?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
What are your of the younger generation? I'll leave the accident in a little while, but what are some of the conspiracy theories? Have you seen this stuff? Like there's a post that Cameron showed me that has 12 million views. Well, here it is right here. Look right up here. $500 million stay to the Hampton Inn. Show us the view count. Something isn't adding up. Look at this.
12 million?
No, 14 million views. 14. And then, so it goes from here to one of the biggest conspiracy theorists. There you are there. This is, again, what I admire about you most, that you go right on camera. Oh, you lift up the eye patch. There you go. You got to show everybody what's underneath.
Well, I'll tell you
it's like, I'm going to go do comedy.
Yeah.
It goes from here.
It says he was beat up in some sort of ritual.
This is the ultimate success for your conspiracy theory. To Joe Rogan. Talking about it.
Where's Joe Rogan's? I didn't hear that.
We don't have the exact link for that, but he did mention it. He was talking about the conspiracies and how people are going rampant about this idea that and all my friends have been talking about this as well. It's very viral on Twitter. This idea that why would he stay at the Hampton Inn? There must be something deeper. People love looking into these things.
There were gambling debt theories that you had a gambling debt. Do you gamble?
No, never gambled.
You never gambled in your life.
You're missing out.
What were some of the other theories?
This one has, over almost 3,000 likes, saying he was beat up in some sort of ritual or to be silenced. Everyone is saying it. It's the mob. This has over 100,000 likes.
I like that the mob would drive to Greenburgh, Pennsylvania to meet me on the top of a hill and then throw me down the hill.
What's wrong? Why? It's so... But when I saw it, I instantly believed the story. I said, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. I know exactly what he's talking about. I've slipped in the same way.
If I may...
Yeah.
Like, you're on tour... You get paid.
I'm not on tour. I go out. When did this tour start? It started in 1969, okay?
Yeah. But you get paid X amount of dollars, and you could choose to spend that on a Four Seasons for $1,100 a night, or $180 a night at the Hampton Inn.
But that's what they think. But those hotels aren't there in these small towns.
No, I'm just saying though. But like, why would you piss away $800 on 4 hours in a bedroom?
If my wife was with me, I'd stay in a nice hotel.
Of course,
I don't care. Who cares?
That's like Jerry.
Yeah, exactly.
He sleeps in his garage.
Yeah, when his wife's not out here. It's like
with
me,
his
go to a
car.
mattress store.
Yeah.
Can I sleep on it? Yeah, fine. Now let's test the firm. It's a mattress. Just sleep on it.
It's so funny because I've gone on the road with Jerry, and it's always hotels like that.
Yeah.
And they're funnier, and it's
They
so
are
much
funny.
fun. It's a funny place to
tiny
be.
soap and
And discomfort and anger because of a place like that generates comedy.
My favorite thing is like when the air conditioning works, and we'll send someone up. Bellman comes up, turns it on. It doesn't work. Okay, yeah. Now I have to give you a tip. Okay, you didn't do anything. He did the same thing he just turned it on and off. That's not sending someone up. They used to have maintenance manuals.
Yes.
They don't have that anymore. You know what you have now? I was just in Vegas, and room service is robots. I pass through them in the hall.
Yeah.
They don't have a bellman or doesn't bring your thing up anymore. I just pass these things.
It was like COVID delivery, and now it's just stayed.
Yeah.
Can you still get Coke and hookers?
Yeah, but a robot brings them.
Robot version.
One
It's a robot hooker.
I can't do it, but I know a guy.
Can I come in for 30 minutes?
Come in and close the door. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, hilarious.
All right.
But that's why you travel alone, because funny stuff happens when
Yes.
you travel alone.
Oh, so you never have anybody open for you?
No, I usually just do an hour and a half to an hour and 40, and
Right.
it's fine. I mean, once in a while, sometimes if they want it. Sometimes theaters feel they have to have an intermission to make.
But this is also a pattern. Like, remember when the motorcycle clothesline happened? We had coffee, and you couldn't even move. You were like barely able to
Well, it was a little
perambulate.
tight. Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, I'm going on stage tonight. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What are you
it's
talking
unbelievable.
about?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, for 90 minutes, the pain goes away, and then I can't move.
Well, it does go away. You know that as a comic. Any physical pain you have.
It does when you're on stage, for sure.
You can have a coughing fit as soon as you hit the stage.
Everything's
you don't cough
fine.
for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people that stutter when they talk but don't do it when they sing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
There's an adrenaline rush that kind of
Yeah,
carries you through the
yeah,
moment.
it
and
works
sometimes
great.
you just watch it.
Works great. I mean, Seinfeld and I used to talk about it. We used to say, what if we went on vacation and liked it? How awful would that be? You know what I mean? Because then you're not working.
Okay. Jay, you brought a very special car to show us today.
I did.
Cameron's going to put a camera on it. You can direct him anywhere you want, and you can tell us anything about the car. This is
Well,
one of
that
our...
is a 1952 Talbot-Lago. There's only 19 of those. That was a forgotten car. I got the car. I had a friend named Nick Begovich. He was 98 years old, the ultimate car collector. He was an engineer. He was very successful. In 1966, he bought a Miura, which he still has 900 miles on it now. He bought an ATS. You know what an ATS is?
I don't.
That's when Ferrari had the purge and the guys left. They started their own business. An ATS is a rear-mounted V8, or almost like a Cayman kind of deal. Fascinating car. They built a few of them. The ATS, he bought that. He went to France looking for one of the Delahaye teardrops. He couldn't find one. He found this. He bought it in 1965, put it on a plane in Paris airport, had it flown to LA, got a one-trip ticket, you know, those things you can drive. He drove from the airport to his warehouse, locked it in the warehouse in 1965, and the car did not move until I pulled it out 5 years ago. Now, interesting, it's the only one left. It's the only one left with the original bumpers. These were coach-built cars. There is so much wood in that car. We replaced a lot of the wood.
Is it inside in the interior or underneath?
It is in the doors. It's all wood-framed. It's built in the it's pre-war. See, what happened in France was the socialist government took over, and they deemed any car with an engine bigger than 2.7 liters was an extravagance.
That's right.
It was taxed literally out of the. You paid like 5 times more for 2.7 than you did for 2.6. So that being a 4.5 liter engine, straight 6, twin cam, but not overhead cam. Very unusual engine design. It's all pre-war. It's based on the pre-war Grand Prix engine, and it's 220 horsepower. In 1952, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because the Jag was a sensation, the XK120, that had 160 horsepower.
And it sounds, it's unique and beautiful sound. I heard you as you were coming in. I go, that has to be Jay Leno. I didn't know what you were going to bring.
Yeah, it's
a beautiful sound.
It's a Hemi head engine. The cams are buried deep in the block. and you have these weird push rods that go this way. When you open the hood and you look at it, you think, oh, it's twin overhead cam. It's not.
Well, you could show us the interior.
Yeah, take a look at it.
And then maybe we could figure out how to open the hood and have a look inside.
Now, what I did in that interior, that's all original interior.
Wow.
Except I found the original leather, and I made those slip covers. The original seats aren't bad, but they have tears in them.
Yeah.
And the more you sit in them, the more
oh my
they
God,
tear.
but that looks so beautiful.
Yeah, so we just slipped. The original. The back seat is 100% original.
Well, can I just ask you, like, that leather work there, is that all done in Jay Leno's garage?
Yeah.
You do that all in house.
We do all in the house. Yeah.
So do you have an interior guy or an interior department?
Well,
that's great work.
I bring the guy to the garage.
Yeah.
We have everything you need.
Wow.
But the interesting thing about this car is, again, France was broke. World War II had decimated the company. They did not have the ability to bend glass the way General Motors did, So that the rear lights, go to the rear window. Those are all plexiglass. That's plexiglass. That's the only thing that would work.
Right.
Yeah. It's got a massive gas tank, 30-something gallons, because this is meant to be like a Le Mans car. It has a manual transmission. See, Anthony Lago was one of these kind of like a John DeLorean guy, good engineer, but kind of a sneaky guy. He obtained the rights to the Talbot name, and he owned the what do you call the pre-selector gearbox, like a Wilson pre-selector gearbox. Yep. He owned that, and he put them in all his cars. Whoever bought this car raced it and had this French Porte-Mousson, which is the French transmission, put in it. So it's really an unusual car.
I'm noticing you've got the original license plate on there.
Yeah.
Do these cars need to be registered in California?
It is registered in California.
It is. So
I have the plate in the back.
You put the plate in the back and you keep it like this and drive it. Oh,
why is it right-hand drive?
Huh?
Why is it right-hand drive?
Because it's French.
Wow, it's so
mostly
beautiful.
right-hand drive.
And after the war, yeah?
Well, no, the idea was there was no law it had to be on the left.
Right.
And rich high-end cars were right-hand drive. Henry Ford pushed for the left-hand drive. So when you saw left-hand drive, it was like, oh, you see, it's not quite as...
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting era, though, because it's like, the war's been over, but Europe's still on its ass. Like, you look at, like, the post-war Alfa Romeos, they kind of resemble this with it, but they made beautiful... The interiors were just so good.
Oh, yeah, nice thing is with a broken wrist, I have to ship with this hand. So.
Oh, that's why you brought it.
That's why, now I have my broken wrist cars that I'm driving for a while.
What happens with those Bakelite knobs? Is that what they call that?
Those are Bakelite knobs, and
how do you? Is that something that's repairable, or do you have to make those?
No, we make those.
You make them. How do you make Bakelite?
Well, they're not technically Bakelite. You heat the plastic, you get it molten, you shape it,
and you color it,
and then you put a bit of dye in it. You see, I'm still missing one on the end. We have one more to make.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see that?
And you've got one of those. Oh yeah.
But the interesting thing about French cars is everything is the opposite. You pull the light switch out to turn it off.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah. The ignition key. See the ignition key? In any normal car, you turn the key that way to start it.
To the right.
In a French car, you turn it to the right to turn it off, straight up and down to turn it on. So when you're in this car and something, what happened? What car am I in? You get so confused. Yeah.
Wow. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it's fascinating.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for bringing it today.
Yeah.
This is good. I got to tell you right now about a game-changing product I used before a night out with drinks. It's called pre-alcohol.
Pre-alcohol? I haven't heard of such a thing.
That's
Tell
right.
me more.
The ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your next rough day.
See, that's what I love about America. We don't fix the problem. We just fix around the problem.
My favorite line is, don't take Sky Rizzy if you're allergic to Sky Rizzy.
Good advice.
Good advice.
Sky Rizzy. Boy, that sounds like a stripper, doesn't it? Yeah.
Pre-alcohol.
Tonight, Sky Rizzy. The blonde bombshell.
That's right. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break down this byproduct. Just remember to take pre-alcohol before your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly. You'll feel better with the holiday season upon us. You know you're going to need it. Go to zbiotics.com/spike911. You'll get 15% off your first order when you use Spike911 at checkout. ZBiotics is backed with 100% money-back guarantee. Imagine that. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. It's my opinion that drunks are never not satisfied. They're always satisfied.
That's the point of drinking, yeah.
Remember to head to zbiotics.com/spike911 and use the code spike911 at checkout for 15% off. All right.
That's a hell of a deal, isn't it, Johnny?
I mean, hey, especially if it works.
I hadn't thought of drinking, but now it seems silly not to.
I drink a lot.
How about there was no conspiracy theory that you just had a few? You decided after all these years to start drinking and you fell down a hill. Yeah, that would have made more sense.
You should really start drinking.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
By my calculation, you have 3 lives less. Use them wisely, sir.
Yes, I will.
Yes, all right.
I always think I have one crash left, Every time I have a motorcycle accident.
Again, impressive. It adds to your legend.
Yeah.
I thought you were as big as you could get, and now you're bigger than ever at this point. All right. Here's some things I want to ask both of you, but we'll start with Jay.
Go ahead.
What is your take on this Jaguar rebrand?
It's interesting to me that rebranding is a concept. It's why I like Ford. When Ford, every other car company, they make wonderful, nice cars, and when they build a high-end car, they change the name. It becomes Genesis, or what is Nissan? It's
Infinity,
or whatever.
Yeah, Lexus Acura.
When Ford built the Ford GT the first time, which was $129,000, it seems unbelievable. They said nobody will pay $100,000 for a Ford. It's ridiculous. But if the car's good enough, they will. And they gave it to road testers, and even Jeremy Clarkson and Top Gear, they loved it. And it became popular. Then they came out with another Ford. There was $500,000. Now they got the GTT Mustang, which is $400,000. But if you make the product good enough, the name will sustain. It'll hold. Mm-hmm. The idea that all this marketing, like to me, I have a NSX, and it's a wonderful car, but it has to be called an Acura, because if you call it a Honda, people's going to think, why? Honda is a fine name.
And it's a Honda in every other country it's sold in.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Only in America do we have to come up with these foolish rebranding names.
Right.
And as far as, to me, the legacy of Jaguar, I don't understand the pink color. I don't understand.
I think that was for Art Basel. That was just because it was in Miami. Huh? They were showing the cars at Art Basel in Miami.
Okay.
The blue and the pink. But
I remember I did a joke once and Nissan got mad. Remember when the Infinity came out, they showed rocks and trees. And
yes, Zen.
They never showed the car. And I said, they're not selling any Nissans, but garden shops are all rocks and trees just sound like hotcakes. Because, I like that tree. People go down there, and they bought the tree and the rocks, but didn't buy the car. To me, I would love to see Jaguar make it. It's one of those storied names. I mean, so much history. And really, think about it. 1948, twin cam, overhead valve engine. Nobody had that. Mm-hmm. And it was reasonably priced. They had the best slogan. What is it? Grace,
pace and grace.
Space, pace, and grace. Yeah. Which told you everything you know about the car.
Right.
It was comfortable. It looked good. Now it's like haste, no taste, and waste. I don't get. I don't get the new name.
Well, you have this. There are a couple things to think about. Like one is the obvious that, like it or hate it, everybody's talking about Jaguar. This is the 3rd week in a row we're all talking about Jaguar again. That's one.
Brilliant.
2. Jaguar was probably headed towards bankruptcy. No one was buying their cars. The F-Type, I love the F-Type, great car. But nobody's buying them and driving them, so they needed to make a pivot. Right. I guess the bigger question for you is the pivot to the electric platform.
Well, we're the wrong people to ask, because we're car enthusiasts. And so
no, but we like car. You have an electric Rolls-Royce Spectre,
right?
And that's what this car is built to compete with.
Right. Well,
and the Mercedes Maybach electric. Am I right about that?
EQS, yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting because everybody that wanted an electric car bought one. We reached that stage. That's why I think Elon is so smart. Mm-hmm. Everyone's, why did he go to Trump? Well, every liberal in California bought the Tesla. Conservatives, that's that hippie guy. Well, now he switches to Trump, and now you got all these conservatives buying.
So you think it's a marketing move?
Well, I think there's some marketing. I mean,
No, that's a conspiracy theory.
no, think about it. No, think about it. I mean, you're reaching an audience. I mean, I talk to Tesla owners now who are dissatisfied with Trump. I'm going to buy another one. Well, you already bought 2. Okay, that's pretty good.
Right.
Why don't you now you got to get the uncle who yells at Thanksgiving to buy one, and he might like it. You know?
I just wish electric cars weren't politicized. I wish it wasn't part of politics. It's just the car world.
I know everything is politicized.
I would just the Jaguar though, like, because remember, it's not Jaguar, it's Jaguar Land Rover. So you have a massively profitable company, Land Rover,
popular older brother,
can't stop making money.
Yes,
cars are like
we love them.
We love them, but they're also like they don't work.
Yeah,
and there's
doesn't matter. We love them so much, you don't care that they don't work.
There's a 24-month waiting list,
right?
Then you have Jaguar. Now, what Jaguar did was they went just full Mercedes. They had the F-Type, they had the XJ, they had the XF, they had the XE, they had the F-Pace, they had the E-Pace, they had the electric thing that's now a Waymo. Nobody bought them. Nobody said the word Jaguar in the car community for decades, not once. Nobody thought of them. So they tried that. They spent billions of dollars of Tata's money copying Mercedes down to the wire.
Right.
Couldn't sell a thing.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to blow it up. And now everybody who hasn't said Jaguar in 2 decades is saying Jaguar. And the thing they showed, the 00 concept, that's not the car. That's a concept car.
Right.
The real car is going to have 4 doors. Right. It's the XJ replacement.
Right.
And it's going to be a big... It's going to look like the Cadillac Celestiq. It's going to be like the eventual electric Phantom, the electric Bentley that's coming.
Is that Cadillac working right now? That giant Celestiq?
It's coming soon. Yeah, it's coming real soon.
I drove it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very nice. It's very futuristic. I tend to be more traditionalist. So I think I like the Spectre. I like it just, But no, it's very good.
One of my favorite cars is the F-Type. I absolutely love that car. I remember when it came out. You can buy an F-Type used now, cheaper than a Miata. An MX-5.
And
what would you buy?
And it's a great driving car.
And it's a great driving car.
Just put good tires on it. Get the Pirellis off, put the Michelins on, the Feresten.
But it made such a loud sound. It'd get pulled over.
I got pulled over twice for sound.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
In the V6.
Yeah,
in the V6.
And that's a stick model, right?
No, it was always ZF8 speed.
But how can nobody want that car right now?
Well, not only that, I had the 2015 F-Type R, so that was a 1 year only that it was rear drive.
Great car, yeah.
And so they had to make it all-wheel drive because the rear drive just spun out of control constantly. That was great. It was, 550 horsepower back when a Porsche Turbo made less.
Well, see, their mistake. They marketed it as a cheaper SL. They should have. I was impressed about what a great sports car it was.
Yeah, me too.
Because I thought it's going to be big, wallowy. It's just a 4-seater with 2 seats. But just the way they advertise it, comfort and people shopping with it, and and it's a real sports car.
It's a real sports car. I think that's a future collectible for sure. Didn't they have a limited edition one, like the Project 8?
Project 7.
Project 7
was the 40. Yeah.
How many of those did they make? That's got to be an amazing
100 something like that was like 500.
You can't sell them and make it limited edition. Here's a piece of trivia. Do you know when you go to McRib and they say here for a limited time only?
Yes.
You know why it says limited time only? Because if you release it, you have to put all the caloric intakes, all the facts on it. But if you say it's limited, you can put out something that's 3,000 calories, and you don't have to mention that because it's only here for a limited time. It would cost us too much to redo all our menus. So you go, from November to January, McRib or whatever is back.
Right.
And they don't have to put how many calories it is.
That's like these low production number cars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except they have to publish everything. They still have to be federalized.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And what about Stellantis? Jerry was saying they need a new name.
Tavares out.
Stellantis is never going to work until they get rid of the word Stellantis. That sounds like an erectile function.
Yeah, it does. I don't get it.
But isn't that just like kind of inside baseball though? Because like you don't care that Volkswagen Automotive Group owns your Bentley.
No, you kind of do. Zuckerman was saying, why not call it Agnelli or something?
I mean, but they still have Maserati. That's all you care about is the Maserati. They still have.
Aren't they thinking about spinning that off?
I mean, they still have Alfa Romeo. They still have, they have the brands.
I think Maserati will probably be gone very soon.
Yeah.
It's a shame. They had a great opportunity. Fabulous looking cars. The 4-door, the 2-door, The M20 is a great car.
They're great, right? I mean, if you go buy a Maserati, every Maserati right now is fantastic.
But continue, Jay. Why? Why do you think they're out?
Electronics. The Italians can't. I have a Bentley Turbo R. Okay, I bought it in 1989, and the electric seats. I've moved back and forward, and the passenger seat stopped working. So let me take this apart, and I open it up, and I realize there's a lifetime battery, but I've had the car almost 40 years, so the lifetime I had to replace it. But the wiring loom, I put my screwdriver in, I turned it half. No screw was locked in or rusted in or frozen. Everything was clearly marked. The loom went and it went through a conduit to get to, to the seat. It was such a pleasure to work on. You open the door of a Maserati Quadriport, and it looks like a spaghetti factory.
Yeah, but now, I mean, they're using all Stellantis stuff. They're using this, it's the same infotainment that like a Ram truck has.
Right.
Yeah,
that's solved. And I can't stress this enough. Like, go the Grecale. If you want a good SUV, the Grecale Trofeo. Like, wow! I drove it. And it was so good. I started calling people. I'm like, am I crazy? Is this actually as good as what I just experienced? And
yeah. It was good. I drove it too. It was fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
it's just not enough room for everybody.
But it's like Jaguar. The XJR or the XJ575. There wasn't a better big sedan ever. Ever.
Yeah.
No one bought it.
Yeah.
So you guys want them to stick around.
Well, I like the Jaguar to stick around. In 1915, there were 350 automobile companies in America. And every year you'd lose 2%, 3%. It really wasn't until the 2000s it started coming back. You had McLaren, new company, Tesla, new company, a Lucid, new company. This is the first new auto companies in 100 years. I mean, so it's pretty exciting. It's actually a very good time. You think they're all going out of business, but you have new people coming in all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe Stellantis needs to buy Jaguar. Huh?
No.
All right.
That's a bad idea.
Stellantis changed its name to Jaguar.
And they came out with the Dodge Hornet. The Hornet is such an old-fashioned Hornet. Like a buzzing bee in your ear. Why a Hornet? It's a horrible name.
I just think we have such big companies working really well right now. They're just eating everybody's lunch. Like Ford, I love my Bronco so much. I'm now in love with Ford again.
Yeah,
obviously, the Volkswagen Group, Porsche, and everything they're doing is great.
Except for Volkswagen, can't sell a car.
Yeah, but the rest of them, they're doing all right.
Yeah.
And I just don't think there's room anymore. I don't think there's room.
It is funny.
If I were to ask you what your favorite car marquee was, like I could go, all right, I guess I'm a Porsche guy. Jonny, I don't know what you are right now.
Lamborghini.
You're a Lamborghini guy.
I love Lamborghinis.
Well, when I was thinking about you this morning, I was like, I don't know what I would say about you. I think he's just a...
You know what car I really enjoy? It's the most underrated car. You can get them for nothing, is the Corvair. I have a Corvair Corsa, 1966. When young people see it, they go, is that a Carmen Gear? Is that European? No, it's Corvair. What's that? It's a Chevrolet. It was built back in the 50s, 60s. Yeah. Corvair was a failure because they only sold 1.8 million. Isn't that, you sell 40,000 now to make you president of the company.
Yeah.
But to sell 1.8 million, but Mustang sold 3 million. So Corvair was deemed a failure, but a flat six, it beat Porsche for the SCCA championships in 1966. I have a Corvair Stinger, flat six, 4 carburetors, the most fun car to drive. Parts are nothing. You can buy the best one in the world for 30 grand. Wow. I mean, like and air cooled, and you see the ads with the string back driving gloves and all that kind of 4-speed transmission. They're really quite good. They got nailed because of the Nader thing. Nader wrote that book.
Accurate book on.
It is an accurate
book. They redesigned it. That book came out in 65. They completely redesigned the Corvair in 64 because like board members' children were being killed in Corvair.
So you're saying you're a Corvair guy at heart?
Chevy guy.
A Chevy guy.
Well, I think it's no. You asked me what mark. I like it because it was revolutionary. I mean, you had a flat six, air cooled. It was the most European American car ever built. America's always been engine in the front, transmission in the middle, rear end in the back. I remember they used to say disc brakes. What's it, an airplane? What do you need disc brakes in a car for? And we just were building these things that hadn't changed in years. And then Ed Cole came along with this flat six, and it was like, it was a poor man's Porsche. It really was. Mine has 180 horsepower, 1966. When did Porsche get that in the 70s?
68, 70. Maybe they were 170 horsepower.
Yeah. But I mean, it was a pretty good deal for $3,200. Yeah.
Hello, handsome.
Yeah.
Nice face you shaved there.
What? When did we turn to Tinder? What happened here?
We're here to talk about Dollar Shave Club, the Club Series 6 blade razor. A shave so comfy your skin will take a nap. How often do you shave? Every day?
Yeah, I shave it.
I forgot to shave today, you can tell.
I just love America because you join a club. You know? You join a club. I'm shaving. I'm in the bathroom club. How many people use the bathroom? Let's start a bathroom club.
Dollar Shave Club offers you the Club 6 Series blade razor, Club Series diamond grip handle, heavy metal handle worth the weight. It's got nice heft when you shave. Yeah. Dollar Shave shave butter, post shave dew. Do you use a post shave dew?
I don't.
What? Like his what? They have dry shave and trimming for guys who rock scruff and need a little extra clean. The double head electric trimmer, the style detailer precision trimmer, personal care for dudes. I have your nose trimmer, by the way.
Thank God.
And I have some of the other sponsor stuff for you under here. I'll tell you about that after that.
Oh, yeah. That's good
Christmas
stuff.
is coming up. The best part, Dollar Shave Club products are now available everywhere, so you can order from their website, Amazon, or get them at your favorite retailer near you. But don't take our word for it. Try it yourself. You can visit their site right now for 20% off $20 or more and get your products delivered right to your door. Visit dollarshaveclub.com/Spike911. Use promo code Spike911 for 20% off, $20 or more. And remember how you shave. Dollar Shave Club is here to help you stay handsome, Jay.
Well, that's, it's a very clever idea. I mean, somebody thought, why does shaving cost so much money? And you start this Dollar Shave Club. I mean, it's just a great idea.
There you go. Do you pull up those pictures I sent you this morning? I had a process server come to my house this morning. I won't get into that.
Finally,
you did. But it was a nice. He came on a motorcycle. This guy
was that a camper on the back.
This guy shows up to bring me some documents from one of the legal scholars known as Paul Zuckerman.
Okay,
some formal documents.
This is a courier.
This is
you weren't being served.
He is a process server,
but you weren't being.
I was not.
Okay.
This is Paul Zuckerman's messenger, and he was sending me some DMV stuff or something. And I struck up a conversation with the guy. His name is Robert. He's an older man, and I said, "Tell me about what you're doing. Like, why did you choose the bike over the car?" And he goes, "Let me tell you something about this motorcycle. You want to know the mileage on it?" I go, yeah. He goes, 400,000 miles.
Really?
On this motorcycle. And he's been driving it since 2007. I said, that's fascinating. He goes, yeah, my other motorcycle that I deliver legal documents on, 200,000 miles. This guy is 72 years old.
Wow.
He's been riding since he's 6 years old. He used to work for the Yamaha motorcycle parts department. He's never been in an accident.
Wow.
He goes, I drive very offensively.
Come up with Jay.
Yeah, I don't mean to say that.
You ever hear me having an accident in a car? No, not a moving car.
That's not why I'm bringing it up. I'm not trying to make you feel bad.
No.
Unlike Jay Leno, he's never had an accident.
That's right.
And we're going to bring him out right now to be on the show. Jay, get out of here. You're accident prone. But how impressive that this guy he said, and I said, why the motorcycle? He said, obvious reasons, to get around traffic, and it's a nightmare, and I have to jump all over LA.
I sponsor a bunch of motorcycle ambulances in Israel, Hetzala. You ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. In fact, we have a Jay Leno's garage in Israel, and we repair them. And they get, because traffic is so bad in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, that instead of being 7 minutes, they could be under a minute. We give free motorcycle ambulances to shopkeepers and stuff.
Oh wow!
And when they get a call, they lock their shop door and they go to the scene and they save people. And it's not just Jews. Anybody that's injured, Arab, anybody has an accident. And it's pretty amazing. It's catching on. I think a lot of cities will use it because look at how much stuff you can carry. Look at the box on the back of that.
Well,
thing.
go to the closer shot of the bike. Look at this. Bike pump. No, you had it. Yeah, there on the left. This guy is driving around with his bicycle pump on. This is a legit guy.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
There you go.
Use your tools.
And they look on any Sunday. He's got the little thing there.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of, and then here I am chatting. I'm just like, oh, you got to go do a show with Jay Leno. He goes, tell Jay I said hi. And of course, he said, yeah, I met Jay. I know, Jay. Tell him I met him in a parking lot. I go, he won't remember.
Right,
But
right.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, I know. He's a great guy.
Oh, I thought you said you were getting served, and knowing you struck up a conversation with the guy.
Yeah. No, but this guy also, he said, you're probably excited to meet me. And I said, I am. For years, I've seen you go down that driveway to the other house down there, and I assumed you were a drug dealer. Because twice a week you're bringing, and in the back there, I thought you were bringing drugs to one of my neighbors.
Right.
And he said, no, it's all legal stuff. I don't know. Anyway, I was really impressed with that. You want to answer some questions?
Sure.
I've got tons of questions.
All right, go ahead.
We can go. Let me pull some up.
Now, on the chicken parm, did you have?
Those will come later. Everybody gets so excited when you're on the show. And I apologize if these questions are not good.
No, that's.
I have not gone through
None
them.
of the other questions have been good, so that's fine.
Why start now?
My uncle John donated a fire truck to Jay years ago, and Jay hooked him up with tickets to the comedy show. Any updates on this fire truck?
Yeah.
Do you know what? You understand this is from Fingerboard? Nobody has their real name on Instagram,
Right,
so I don't know
right.
what that means.
Fingerboard.
Yes, Mr. Fingerboard.
Well, that's fingerboard 17, not 16.
yes,
Different
yes.
It's a 1942 American LaFrance. It was the Warner Brothers lot truck. Warner Brothers bought it to use on the lot, and it was the first aerodynamic fire truck. First fire truck designed with the hoses and everything inboard. So had a V12 engine, the biggest engine in America at the time, but they were too costly. Congress, they lobbied together that any city with skyscrapers had to have one of these because it had the biggest pumping thing.
Right.
But then the diesel came in the big 6 cylinders and kind of put them out of business. But it's a wonderful thing. It was donated to the Burbank Airport. And they used it as a windbreaker. It sat on the end of the runway to keep dust and stuff off the runways. Then when 9/11 happened, you couldn't have anything somebody could hide behind on a runway.
Right.
So I saw them, from my shop, I could see through the fence. I saw the wrecker hooking it up, and I ran over, and what are you doing with that? I would take it to the crusher. I said, how much do you get? How much is it worth? It wasn't worth much.
Everybody's crushing cars.
You gotta crush
Stop
cars.
crushing cars.
I said, I'll pay it. Give it to me. Okay, so they gave it to me.
Unbelievable.
And we put we made a motorcycle transporter out of it. Put a tailgate that you can drive right up inside. Overdrive, electric brakes, power steering. It's a fabulous vehicle. It's only got 11,000.
How many fire trucks do you have in your collection?
I have 3. I have
Spike, you?
I have LA's very first fire truck. It's
that's cool.
It's a 1911 Christie. The horse-drawn unit is 1899. See, a guy named Walter Christie, who was the first guy to lap Indianapolis at over 100 miles an hour with the front-wheel drive car, he developed this system. Normally, it would be horse-drawn, but he developed a 2-wheel tractor that could pull it, and it was 90 cents on the dollar cheaper to run. So I got that. So we got that running. And my latest one is an Amisteg. It's a full-on steam track, 1900. I have footage taken by Thomas Edison of my fire truck on the street, and you see it coming down with the old.
No kidding.
And you see the black smoke pouring out of it, and the horses are walking off to the side, and this fire truck is going down the road. It's really fascinating.
I have no footage of my fire truck.
I
fire
can't
truck.
believe Thomas Edison had a Super 8 camera. What else?
He invented the movies.
what else was he shooting?
But
Everything. That's what he did. He invented.
Really?
Yeah, he invented.
Where can I see
moving
these
pictures.
films of his? They're
Jay's.
if you buy cars by the pound, fire engines are the cheapest thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But bulletproof. I mean, everything's redundant.
I remember
2
coming
water
by.
pumps,
I
2
remember
ignitions.
coming by your place, and you said, "Okay, point to anything, and then I'll start it up."
Yeah.
So I pointed, and I think everyone probably points at the same thing. That steam-powered fire truck.
Well, my favorite one, the Germans show up one time. German television, can we to shoot? Yeah. Oh, you have a fire vehicle. It is not possible for a private citizen to own such a vehicle. Oh, yeah, it is. No,
It's next to my tank.
Not in German. Come on, I'll take you for a ride. Well, what do we do? Come on. So they're very nervous. So we got on the freeway and said, watch this. I'll put on a sign. Do not put on a siren. We will go to prison. We don't have our papers with us. It's California. You can do whatever you want.
You do have a tank with 50 caliber machine guns on it. And my kids were thrilled.
Right.
And then you said
in Burbank, I use a 30 caliber. When you go downtown LA, you put the 50 caliber on. Yeah.
And you said it was real with real bullets. Were you just joking?
No, it is real. Yeah. Oh no! Now I'm gonna get no, it's not real.
Now there's the conspiracy theory.
Did these Germans hold a grudge after this trip and say, we will get you for this? One day without falling somewhere in Pennsylvania, maybe on a hillside, you'll fall and it will look chicken palm like an accident, but your eye will be impacted.
What's the next question?
I've got a few of them, but I've got to talk about our friends at RaceDeck for just 1 second. Before the show ends.
Yeah.
We love Do you know what RaceDeck is?
Oh, everybody knows RaceDeck.
RaceDeck flooring is
flooring. It's
invented by...
I was floored when I saw it.
You don't have RaceDeck flooring at Jay Leno's garage. You need some RaceDeck flooring. This stuff, these guys
You know
reinvented.
how much RaceDeck flooring it would take?
We've sold so much of this stuff, but they redid my hangar and completely.
Yeah, his hangar's a little.
My garage is
more
140,000 square feet.
You're the Peterson Automotive Museum Burbank is what I call that. Like
the annex.
Yeah, it's the annex, and hopefully it will remain there.
No, they're very good.
Yes, RaceDeck, the original modular flooring system. We all know who they are. Created by Jürgen Mahler, his wife was making dance flooring, and he's a Porsche guy, and he thought, why don't we put this in the garage with our guys? Self-draining properties. Suddenly he had 170 employees, 50,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Utah. Over 33 patents with the product line. RaceDeck manufactures 24/7. RaceDeck is original USA made and shipped right away. And you can go there and get 15% off. Shop at racedeck.com. Use code SPIKE911 for an exclusive 15% off and free shipping. Racedeck.com. They're our biggest sponsor.
There you are.
We love those guys. And I think they're about to do the Feresten home garage.
Oh, nice.
Where I keep the tennis rackets.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the electric bicycle collection.
And the electric bikes. Oh, I'm getting another electric bike.
Oh, yeah?
I'm riding a lot of electric motorcycles right now.
You know what I've got? I've got the, they just went out of business. Energica, the Italian one.
Oh.
No.
And Jenica.
But we like bikes to go out of business.
Have you, I mean, you guys must notice this phenomenon. Like these manufacturers lend you electric vehicles and then they go out of business and you keep them.
Well, this is 180 horsepower. It's quite fast.
Wow.
You'd think it was Ducati.
Wow.
In fact, I had the weirdest accident on it. I didn't go down.
8 lives.
But I took
8
it out.
lives.
I took it on the 5 freeway. I said, well, let's get in the fast lane. So take it up to about 80, 90. And all of a sudden, a piece of metal comes flying across, just slashes the rear tire. Literally cuts it right off. And boom, boom, boom. Now I'm on the rim. I'm like, bang, bang, bang. I'm in the fast lane. I go, I got it over. So bang, bang, bang. So I get over, and I can't put it on the side stand because with no tire, so I have to wait. I have to wait like an hour and a half holding the bike for highway patrol to come and send me a truck. Yeah.
Do you like these electric bikes? It's
great.
I think they're amazing, right?
It's incredibly fast, and I mean, you cut through the night.
We were just out last weekend in the desert, the boys and I, and we were on old Hondas, or new Hondas, CR230s or something like that, and they felt absolutely sluggish compared to the electric dirt bikes that we ride.
Oh yeah,
and we were all just going, we wish we had brought these instead.
See, I'm a proponent of electric vehicles because I think it'll save our classic vehicles. If everybody's driving old Porsches that are air-cooled and polluting, okay, but those will get down to like 1%. And then everybody, during the week, you use your electric vehicle. Then on weekends, your car becomes like a snowmobile or any other recreational vehicle. You take it out and you use it on the road.
Salini.com wants to know, which of the 5 families do you owe money?
Oh,
I think that's part of the conspiracy.
Well, they're all such wonderful families.
RaceDeck has a question. This is a good question. What makes a car fantastic for you, Jay? The story, the design, or the drive?
Well, I mean, the drive, there are a lot of cars I was enamored with, and I drove them, then I didn't like it. I always was fascinated by Gabriel Voisin. The Voisin was a French car that used aerodynamic and airplane technology.
They were an airplane builder first.
Airplane builder first. And he and the Wright brothers would throw rocks at each other because Voisin the Wright brothers were first to fly a plane, but because the Wright brothers, a bunch of guys held the plane up, threw it, and flew, and it went 300 feet or 300 yards, whatever.
Down a cliff.
Wasson was the first guy to stand next to a plane, hit the propeller, push the propeller, fire it, get in, take off, fly in a big circle, and land in the same place. And Gabriel Wasson, he had two mistresses, a woman and her daughter.
Nice.
I mean, it's a fascinating.
Zuckerman approved.
But the problem was,
I want to do this show. Wait, hold on, I'm coming over.
Tell me more about the French guy.
He was a big proponent of the sleeve valve engine. Now, the way a sleeve valve works is the cylinder turns. As the piston goes down, the cylinder turns. They're very quiet, but they smoke. Blue smoke. And when I would drive it, people would scream at me, and it was a bit sluggish. And I mean, you couldn't drive in California. People would turn you in.
Tar and feather.
Yeah. So to me, I didn't buy it because the drive was awful. But I like the whole package. I mean, I like this one. I like anything that was ahead of its time in its time. I like old world technology mixed with modern stuff. You know, like that. Had an extremely powerful engine for the period, but it was old school kind of build quality. So yeah, so a little bit all those things. Actually.
John 963 wants to know the origin story of the denim shirt. That's a good question. What is the origin of the denim shirt look?
Well, what happens is I like them because they're comfortable. I can put my glasses and a phone in the pockets when I'm working on something. And then people, it's a joke. Let's give Jay a denim shirt. Okay, then you get one. And then the Tonight Show writers, let's get them 52, one for each week. Okay, fine. I have 518 now.
So I've been in your bathroom.
Yeah,
I've been in your bathroom, and it was. I remember I was like freaked out. I walked in, and there's 200 denim shirts.
He said he has 518.
No, but not all in the bathroom.
Well, the bathroom and the room adjacent to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. I didn't go in that room, but there's 200 shirts in the bathroom. It's insane.
And I see you more often than not now, nicely dressed like this with a shirt and a blazer.
Well, now that you're doing television,
that's right, TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's that? Boy, what's that watch you're wearing?
Now you would like this. This is a French driving watch. I got this. Do you see that?
I think you can hold it up, but it has one of those rotated dials on it.
Yeah, well, yeah. See, the idea is you wear it inside. So when cars had big, it's called Vacheron Constantin 1921.
Wow.
1921 it came out, and it was you put it right. I just turned it around because I didn't think you're going to show it. But so when you're driving a car, you can look right here and see with the crown off to the side.
Yeah.
When you're looking at it head on, you're looking at it directly at an angle. It's a fascinating watch.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful French design.
We have those at Sheffield. Those rotated dials for $50.
Yeah.
$48.
48. But I was going to wear it today.
I was going to wear them. Then you told me to wear this.
What's that?
You told me to wear the camp with the strap.
I designed that watch,
nice.
Jay.
This is a Spike original.
There's only 100 of those, and those were designed for dads to give their sons and daughters for summer camp.
Oh, okay.
For
my
2024.
My friend who's a British cop has a company called Under the Cuff. He's the nicest cop. You would never know he's a cop, but
it's a nice movement on there.
It's a little automatic watch. It sells for under $200, and
Man with two watches never have correct time.
What's that?
Man with two watches never have correct time.
That's right.
Old Confucius.
we got this new strap on it, so Spike was all excited.
Yeah,
oh boy, it looks really good.
Yeah, right. It's cool.
Yeah.
So.
And we're designing the next one for next year, and the whole Sheffield company is affordable quality.
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
A quality automatic watch that dads can buy.
This was $188.
Yeah.
So.
And you can beat on it and use it. It's got a Seiko movement in it. It's really great. Sheffield does a good job.
What's great is those All Sports, the $48 ones. He sent me a bunch of $65 straps for them. So now the strap is literally worth more than the watch. That's my kind of watch. That's what I like.
I wear that stuff more often than not.
They're really good.
You can steal it. Take it right off me if you want. Doesn't matter. I can smash it.
Save $48.
Save $48. A lot of folks are asking about your aversion to the Porsche brand, but you're not averse.
He's got a Carrera GT.
He's got a Carrera GT.
And I came late to the Porsche party. When I was a kid, you grew up in a little town in New England, you could get a Corvette with 375 horsepower for $4,200, or you could get a 90 horsepower Porsche for $5,100. And as someone, when you're a kid, bigger, faster is always better. It just seemed, because everybody's into drag racing and street racing, and it just made more sense. It seemed like you got more bang for your buck with an American car than you did with a European car. You know, when Mercedes was first introduced in America, it was a 6-cylinder. you know, with a manual transmission on the column. With Cadillac had air conditioning, V8, you know, it just seemed like so much a better deal. So it wasn't until I got a little bit older, and the Lotus Elan, I drove one of those, and I was so impressed. And well, maybe the Porsche's like this too. It's small, but it has more. And so now I have it. I have a modified 911. I have a 356 twin cam, and my Carrera GT is one of the great cars of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if I were to pick one car, it would be that Carrera GT. That to
From
me,
his collection?
No, just the ultimate collectible car.
You know,
more and more, I just think it's a unique thing.
No, it's 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's challenging. It's beautiful.
Le Mans motor, carbon fiber, V10, manual.
And I love the fact that they call me 20 years later with an upgrade.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I got there's no bill, but the parts do the upgrade on the Carrera GT. It was over $100,000.
Wow.
Plus, they threw in 4 new tires.
Yeah.
When a car I bought 20 years ago.
They don't want to hurt you.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that.
Well, actually, I testified in their defense.
You did.
Yeah, but when the whole Paul Walker thing happened, I said, it's a gun. If you aim it at yourself and pull the trigger, it's going to hit you in the face. I mean, you have to know how to operate.
When you testified, were you in the courtroom? Did they bring you in?
No, I think I did like a deposition.
Did that guy on a motorcycle show up?
No,
is he the guy who did
I just said when we went down to Talladega to do 100 laps at 190 miles an hour.
Yes.
So we're doing that, okay. And then I'm coming down the straight, and the guy goes like this, okay, bring it in. Okay. Like an idiot, I lifted my foot off the gas pedal, and boom, the ass end came around, spun out. Now, I remember that old adage, you always hit what you're looking at. So every time I saw the wall, I just instinctively jerked the wheel. So the car just, so it flat spotted all 4 tires. It spun down the center, but it didn't crash.
Yeah.
I drove it back in, thump. And it was, so when I testified, I said, yeah, it was driver error. I'm not a race car driver. I drove it on a race car track as a race car. And I had an accident because I wasn't good enough for the car. I mean, everybody thinks, oh, it's just this happened. No, I'm not an athlete. Race car drivers are athletes.
I was on the press tour with that. Jerry said, he wrote a piece for Automobile Magazine. He said, we're going to fly to East Berlin and we're going to check out this new car they have, the Carrera GT. Right. And they had a little orange cone track.
Right.
Go 45 miles an hour around the cones. And they said, just make sure you don't let off or go any faster than 45.
Right.
Because when you lose this car, you won't get it back.
Right. Yeah.
When you lose this car, you won't get it back. I know you think you know how to get it back. When you lose this car, you won't get it back. But that also, doesn't that kind of communicate that there's something about that car? I mean, that you can't get it back once it goes.
Walter Roll developed it. Have you ever seen Walter Roll drive? Fastest hands in the universe.
He was there.
Yeah. Well, Norbert Singer set up my car in Talladega. And yeah, it's
a precise instrument.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
and you've got to respect it, and that's why, like for me, the one car collection would be that car. There's never a moment I've driven one where I'm not full attention.
And the number of people
ultimate respect
that buy these kinds of cars, the manufacturer offers a driving course. They never take it.
Right. Who has the time?
Who has the time? Who has the kind of, you know, my favorite thing. What's this guy's name? Eric Waxenberg. You know the blind guy that called. The blind gentleman that climbed Mount Everest.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, this guy, he climbed Mount Everest.
Yes.
He's blind. You see him in all the Rolex ads and everything. So I had him on the show. And I said, do you enjoy doing motivational speaking? He says, you know, I go to these things. I tell him it's freezing cold. I'm blind. I'm 2 months on the hill. I'm just feeling my way around. Inevitably, after people go, they go, you know, I was going to climb Everest, but the kids have soccer, and I just hadn't had the time. But I'm going to do it one of these days. And he's like, he just wants to punch him in the face. You know, he's so furious because he made the ultimate sacrifice.
He did.
Yeah,
And now it's like a long line at a Fairfax sneaker store to get up Everest.
Yeah, I know.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but people think everybody else's job is easy. I mean, the Carrera GT is a precision, and they always say, oh, for this $1.50 part, they could have saved. No, it's not meant to. It's exactly what it is. It's a race car, and it needs to be treated with that respect. And when you don't, I know, as horrible as the Paul Walker accident was, it was a car. They were going all those Boz dots, you know, those flares, on 10-year-old tires.
That was the thing. The tires were the problem. They were rotten. Yeah, they were just rotten tires at that point.
I mean, people have no idea how. There was a thing called the Silver State Class a couple of years ago. And a guy showed up with a Ferrari that was, what's the highest rating? What's 150 mile an hour? Z rating?
There's over that, but yeah, it's a Z rating.
And this guy's tires were rated for 120.
Right.
Okay. And they said, no, you can't run. He go, oh, come on. I know what happened, whether thing.
I'll be okay.
I'll be okay. Okay, he went 150, tire blew up. I think he killed his wife. I mean, it was a horrible situation. But they're there those things are there for a reason. When they say, take the driver's course, I know. Driving's like sex. All men think they're good at it, and they're not. You're not.
You're not. I mean, you're not. We're going to leave you with that, gentlemen.
That's right. And you got 2 prime examples here today.
Jay,
speak for yourself.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, gentlemen. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
I'm so happy you're alive, and you really are.
For now,
you're an inspiration to me.
Yeah, call me sometime when I don't have an accident.
You're a legend.
Yeah, nobody ever calls me.
You're a legend, and you're an inspiration to all of us, and we love you. And thank you for coming on the show. Of course, you can see Mr. Jay Leno on tour and Jay Leno's Garage on YouTube. And we'll see you next week on Spike's Car Radio.